Good afternoon. It's December 3rd, 2025, and it's time for my devotionals. Won't you join me?
In God's purpose for your life.
December 3rd, Love and Authority. Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore he instructs sinners in the way. Psalm 25:8. Often our difficulty in trusting God is rooted in the tension we see between his authority and his love. Some people think of the Lord as authoritarian, a cold and distant ruler, moving us about as pawns. His laws seem harsh and his ways appear strange and uncaring. So they obey out of fear rather than loving reverence. Others imagine God is so tender that he merely nods at our failings because he understands we are weak. Because we're his frail children, he doesn't really expect that much from us. Neither of these caricatures is accurate, of course. Rather, we must hold these two aspects of God's characters, his authority and his love, in balance. Yes, his ways are higher and more wonderful than we can possibly imagine, and we should always obey him because he is worthy of our respect. But he's also unconditionally caring toward us, so we can always trust his direction, even when we don't understand it. Therefore today, be certain that even God's most difficult commands are not heartless, but given out of his deepest love for you, and will ultimately lead to blessings. Yes, submitting to him may sometimes be difficult, but he will always lead you to liberty and joy. Jesus, you are God. Out of respect and love for you, I will obey.
And
Amen.
in trusting God with every breath.
December 3rd, no condemnation. There is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus, who do not walk according to the flesh, but according to the Spirit. Romans 8:1 NKJV. There is absolutely zero condemnation when you are God's. When you have given your life to God, the world's condemnation no longer sticks. It's no longer your identity. You are covered instead by God himself. You are chosen, loved, and valuable. Still living under your old identity? Your old condemned self? Why? Whatever for? Because it's what you know. Your old ways are safe. You know them. When you face trials, you revert to old labels. They are like old familiar blankets. Wrapping up in self-pity feels normal. Clothing yourself in anger feels justified. When you choose to become God's, you are changed. Your identity becomes new. Condemnation falls away. Fear goes. Anxiety flees. But only if you choose to stay under the new identity from God. The choice is yours. Romans 8 reminds us that God declares we have no condemnation when we are his, but he gives us free will. You can choose at any time to walk out from under his wings, out from his identity for you. Your old identity is out there, easily attainable and readily available, but with it comes the usual fear, anxiety, and angst, because it also includes the absence of God's peace. Reaching for your old identity results from walking in the flesh, in your own sinful self. We must walk in the Spirit, not in the flesh, because when we walk with God according to his will, we are within his peace and not condemned. Choose every day to walk with God. Choose to refuse the pull of the flesh. When you do, condemnation will fall away as God himself remains.
I used to be afraid of living under God. Perhaps it was because I didn't want to give up my flesh, but now I know there is no condemnation when you live under God's love and authority. I hope you have a blessed day.